Hey guys, what's up? So today I want to show you how you can use Laravel to make the basic CRUD operation. And then this video I'm going to explain one by one why it's work and why you need to code that way. Well, before I start this video, I would like to thanks to supportlocal.com because sponsored this video. Supportlocal.com, the new platform for buying and selling product of fashion, clothes and beauty nationwide Malaysia. Go check it out. Well, today's video is gonna be different because I'm gonna teach you one by one how to use Laravel to make CRUD operation, and every single code I will try to explain as clear as possible. I'm not going to just type the code and then you just copy whatever shit I wrote there and then everything work, but you don't know why it's work. And yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy this tutorial. Alright, so before you start everything, you need to search Laravel on Google and go to the Laravel website. So here you can find a lot of documentation to set up and install the Laravel. Yep, I think you can go through here. I'm not going to teach you how to set up. It's really straightforward. Just read the documentation, follow the step, and yep, let's try to create a new project by this command. So right click, open a terminal, and then I'm going to type the command. So the command that I will use is this thing, right? Just copy this, paste it on your terminal, and change the file name to CRUD. Yep. So after you hit enter, it will take some time to download the project. So after you download the project, here is what you have in your folder. Okay, so open by using your IDE. I'm using Visual Studio Code. So first thing first, you need to take a look on the env file. So .env file is the file that will connect you to the database. So if you don't have a database, kindly create it right now. So I'm gonna create just call it PWDB, stands for Programming Wannabes Database. Yep, just click create, and then I change the database name from this env file to our name, which is PWDB. Okay, cool. Now yeah, maybe you have experience on MySQL to create a column of the table, but for this tutorial I will use the migration for yep, to create a table. So just enter this command, artisan make migration, and name the migration file. So just let's say create product table. Alright, so after you hit enter, it will create you a new file for migration. Go to the database here and click on this part, and then you can see your database migration have been there. So what you need to do, you need to create a column in your table. So you can see here we have ID, and then yeah, just put your attribute, I mean just put the name, column name there. Alright, like this. Okay, don't worry, you don't need to pause and play because I will provide you the source code. So we have some data column right there. So after you have key in, and then you just migrate it. Yeah, PHP artisan migrate it. Okay, so when you refresh your database will have three table. Ignore both, just focus on our product table. Okay, and you can see all column that we declare in migration file have been migrated successfully. Alright, cool. Next thing, we need to have a model. A model is a collection of data, which is, if you use the core PHP, is like kindly directly connect to database. So yeah, by using MVC approach, you need to have a model to set it as a collection of data. So make model, and then just enter this command php make model, and then name of the model. So I just name this product. So you can see here is your file. And then here you need to declare two things. The first thing is a table name. The second thing is a column that you can fill. So here's mine. So we have table, product underscore table refers to the table name, and then fillable is the column that we will going to key in the data, right? So just put it right there. This is just a format that you need to remember. Okay, so you can see it's refer to the column that we want to put. Cool. Now the next thing, after you have a M, you need to have a view, MVC. So we have view. So view is actually a HTML layout, but yeah, they separate it into the view folder. So before you have a view, you need to take a look if it work. So make sure you serve PHP artisan serve, and then try to hit local host uh, 8000. Yep, you can see the previous one. I just didn't want to do the real quick. Okay, so let's try to change the view of the home to become Laravel haha. Yep, so there's it, Laravel haha. All right, I'm gonna explain to you real quick because I have provided source code. Just want to brief you why and how it's work. Right, this is not Indian YouTuber tutorial that have 1 hours long. Yeah, I don't have time for that. So after you have there is a view, you need to have a controller. So every controller you need to declare it here, but before that you need to declare the web route. So click on route and go to web. So actually you can see here there is a route that existing, which is get slash and then it will return to the welcome. So that is why when you hit local 8000, they have show you the welcome page. So you need to have this 5 routes, post and get. Yep, just take a look like this. So yeah, I will explain you later. So you have set your routes. Now try to build, try to create blade.php. This is not index.php but blade.php. So to try to test our route, is it working or not? So I have created already. So here is our index.blade.php. We're going to put HTML code by scratch. No, I just kidding. So we try to take bootstrap for table view, and then you can find it here. Okay, so copy it, right click, copy it, paste it into your blade file. So now you need to set up the column. Okay, I don't want to teach you HTML, so I hope you know the column that you draw using HTML. Yep. So now before I start to locate the route, I will explain you. So now we have get slash index, which is the address, and then we're gonna use the controller called product controller, and the function we're gonna use is as index. So since we doesn't have any controller yet, we need to create a controller for product. So to do that, you need to open your terminal, and then enter this command: php artisan make model, and then space your model name, so product. Hit enter, and you can find your controller in app http and controller. So here we go. I have already made for you. So the first function that we use is index. We will return all the data into our index page. So here you see product all. What it does is actually we try to use some kind of like SQL, like select all from table, but in Laravel we didn't do that. We just use this variable equal to product underscore all, and then we're going to pass it into index dot blade as now. So it's the index, the name of the file, and then to return the parameter of the product data, we just use the compact function. So yep, since we have already put the dummy HTML, let's try to load it. Yep, so we have a dummy HTML here. Yep. Okay, so cool. Now we need to tabulate the data. in the real column. Let's see. So to do that, you need to use a for each loop. So like this, okay. So for each product data as product data is actually come from the controller that we passed just now, here, okay, product data, and then as a product, and then you're going to, for each loop, yeah, just put it in the column. Alright, so to do that, it's just very easy. Just the variable of product, arrow to the column name that you want to display. Yeah, so we have name, description, seller. Okay, just following this database that you have created just now. Cool. Now we don't have any data. Yeah, let's try to create another controller which is for creating the data. Okay, so to do that, what I need to do is I'm gonna use the model. So yep, just copy this model, and then this model will be our form. We create when we want to create the data. Sorry about my bad English. Okay, so in this model we have post create as a web route, and also we use the function of create in our product controller. So go to the product controller, and before that, make sure you start the method in the post, and then nc type is a multipath / form dash data. So here is what you need to write. I will provide you in the link description of this project. Don't worry. Alright, it is just HTML. Okay, so I think you have an idea how the controller works. So for the next controller, we try to put another function, which is create function. The create function, of course, we have file image, so we need to upload an image, but before that we need to validate it, and then we're going to rename the file name to time, and then after we rename it, we're going to put it into directory images. Okay, and then after that we try to create the data, push it into database, and then return it to the page view, which is index we want to put there. Okay, so since we have a model as our form, after we submit it, the data, when they have two things, the first thing, they create the file into the directory, the second one is going to store in database. So let's try. So add choose a file. Of course we have an image file. Let's try this image. Okay, and just put any kind of product name that you want to put, and then product description, and also product seller. You can decide what data that you want to key in, and just put it here. So here you go. Good, so we have the first data with image. So now let's try enter another image, enter another data. So if we have a code snippet here, code snippet, and then code, and then we try to put it's me. So submit it. Here we go, we have second data. Cool, huh? Now we need to try to put the edit and delete. Yeah, I try to explain to you as quick as possible because I have included the code in the link description. Okay, so for edit data, you need to have another blade file. So to do the blade file, just create in the views, and then yeah, you can copy the model body and the model division and paste it right here. Actually do the same thing because the create and edit is the same thing. Okay, so before we go for edit, we need to make sure all the data that we click in edit have been tabulated before we edit the data. Yeah, because we not, this is just not like a create, because create is a little bit different. So we need to put a function, another function in our controller, which is edit. Okay, so edit need to have an ID. So to do that, you need to set up your route as get, but you need to pass an ID. So same thing, same principle. You need to have a variable that select the product, select the data, and then pass it into the view. Okay, so after you did that, okay, so you can see here the create, I mean the edit have an ID. So how to pass that ID? Yeah, it's actually very simple. Like you use a PHP before, you need to put it in at href component in the button of the edit that you saw in this screen just now. Okay, so yep, everything's set up. Go for the index, and I think, yeah, here we go. Here is the thing that I just told you. Okay, put it right there, and then wait to put the double bracket to get the ID from the data that we pass from the controller of index. So let's try it. Edit. Here we go. So all data have been get from the database, and then you can edit. Let's try to put another name, and then I think we can change our image. But before that, let me check. Yep, everything works fine for me. Alright, so before you want to pass it, you need to have another function, which is update. So update is going to be the same thing like create, but it not going to create, it just update. So if you want to update, of course you need to have an ID. So yeah, just set your route into post slash update slash ID. Okay, same thing goes like you want to edit. Okay, put the form action update slash the ID that you have there, and then yeah, you can see there the ID, and then you need to put this one. Okay, if you use a post, make sure you have add.crsf as a token. Yeah, token. Yeah, so after we done that, we just try to check if this controller work. So submit it, change the picture, submit it. Yep, it's worked. Okay, so you have settled down and edit function in our controller. So now for delete. Delete is actually really straightforward, very easy. Just create another function in your product controller, create delete, and delete must be an ID because you want to refer to what data ID that you want to delete. So same thing goes here, product data equal to project that find ID, and then after you find it, you delete it, and then you return it into the page view. Yeah, I know some of you might think this is really fast tutorial, but I sure that you will understand if you follow this video with the handout that I give you. So let's try doing it. Yeah, it's worked. Yes. So I think that's all, guys, for this tutorial. I hope you like it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.